Welcome to another reading vlog. So it's the month of June, and the books that are on my mind is still The Conditions of Will. I am so annoying with this book. I'm like 25% done with it. I have a reading streak on Fable, and I've been able to keep it because I'll read at least one chapter of this book every single day, and the chapters aren't very long. They're like 10 pages. So that's honestly what's been keeping me afloat. But I do fear that I'm in a reading slump. I mean, I haven't been feeling as motivated to be reading these books, and this is a book that I was pretty excited for. Like, when I had just started reading this book, I told myself, well, it felt like a 5-star. Now, it doesn't feel so much like a 5-star because it's been taking me a while to get through with it, and it's a good book. Like, I like the characters so far and the storyline, and it's interesting, but not interesting to the point where I want to keep on reading. But I also haven't really been making time to read, so that might be on me. Now, I'm going to continue to read this book and make this book a priority to finish within this week. So I'm going to tell you the rest of the books that I have in mind for the month of June. I also want to mention one book that I've already finished this month, and it was Blue Sisters. I listened to this book as an audiobook, and I had really high expectations for it. It's such a real, like, character-driven book. Talks a lot about addiction, grief, sisterhood, and just different passions and lives, which was pretty cool. So honestly, like, if I weren't listening to this book as an audiobook, I don't think I'd be able to physically read it, because it is a pretty, like, slow book, and it's just mainly character driven. So you follow these 3 sisters as they deal with their grief of, I'm not really gonna spoil anything. I don't really know if it shows up in the summary of this book because I don't typically read summaries, but something happens and they're dealing with the grief of that. Okay, so moving on with the other books that I want to start this month, I have another book club book, and it's just me and another friend, literally just 2 of us, and it's our book club. And we started The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And when I mean we started, he started it. I should have started it, but I didn't. But I'm going to keep up now. So we're supposed to be reading 2 chapters every single day. So by today, I need to finish 4 chapters. Okay, I'm really excited about this book. It was actually my pick, so I don't know why I haven't started it. And then I'm currently listening to The Woman by Kristen Hanna. I'm 35% into that book so far, and I'm really loving it. Kristen Hanna just has a way with stories. Like, I don't know what to say. I love her books. I've read The Great Alone, which was amazing, The Nightingale, which was amazing, and now The Woman. I want to read other books. I sort of spoiled a certain book for myself. I know she has a book called Firefly Lane, but I didn't know that there was like a sequel to that book, if that makes any sense. So I think I accidentally started the audiobook for the sequel, but I didn't know it was a sequel. So then, like, that first chapter, as I was listening to the story, it gave a spoiler to that first book. So I'm like really mad at myself for that, but whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna avoid that book and read other books from her because I'm still so mad that I spoiled myself. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe it was in the summary of the first book. I'm not quite sure, to be honest, but I'm really annoyed with myself because of that. So I'm gonna avoid that book. But right now I'm currently listening to The Woman, and it's just so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking, and it's such a moving story. It talks about the Vietnam War, and our main character, Frankie, is a nurse. She volunteered and enlisted herself to follow her brother, and she's just been there helping, learning new skills, meeting new people, and it just talks a bit about how life was back then during those times as a nurse, which is pretty interesting. Me, myself, I've never wanted to be a nurse. I was never interested in the medical field. Still have never been interested in it because honestly I feel like to be the kind of person to be able to work in those conditions, to work with individuals who are at their lowest, and to just help them in that way is just so incredible. Like, I don't think I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. So I don't know why I mentioned that, but that's just my stance on it. Okay, I applaud those who are in the medical field and do all of that. I just could never. I don't know. Like, I'm so happy you do it, but I don't know how you do it. You know what I mean? So I've been listening to that book. It's been amazing. So now that I gave you a little overview on the books in my mind within this month, I still want to choose one other one because I feel like the books that I've had so far aren't like summary books. So I want like a fun summer book, but I'm not quite sure where to go, right? And since I've been in a reading slump, I haven't really been feeling too motivated to read a book. I mean, I've been pretty motivated to listen to the women, but as I mentioned in other videos, I listen to audiobooks when I'm like driving, pretty much, or like when I'm doing other things, but pretty much is when I'm driving. So I don't listen to it every day, which honestly, why don't I? I have a lot of chores to do. I could be listening to a book. So that's something that we're going to be doing in this video, okay? So just keep in mind that I'm gonna choose another book, hopefully, to start within this video. It's a reading vlog, so I'm going to make reading a priority this entire week. It's Monday today, so it's gonna be from Monday all the way to Sunday. Look at me, knowing the days of the week. Now, what I mean by making reading a priority is I need to read more than 10 pages. I've only been reading 10 pages a day. And I need to finish at least one book, maybe two. I'm 35% into the women. My goals, I'm not gonna finish The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue because it's a book club book. So I don't expect to finish that book within this week, but I expect to finish this one, The Women, and start on that new book that I mentioned, okay? And to spice this vlog up a little bit, I want to go to thrift stores and shop for books. I think that would be really fun. We're going to move on to our reading vlog, and we're going to start by reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I need to read 4 chapters of this, and honestly, I've heard a lot of people talk about this book, and it's a pretty high rated book, but again, I don't really read summaries, so I honestly don't even know what this book is about. I just know that once I heard what the book was about, I wanted to read it. So that's why I chose it, and we're gonna be reading it. I'm a little bit embarrassed to sit here and tell you that it's Thursday. I said I was gonna do a reading vlog on Monday. I have been reading. I have been prioritizing reading, but I haven't read as much as I said. Okay, one of my goals was to read more than 10 pages, and honestly, I've been surpassing that goal, but not by a lot. So I kept track on how much I read. I just didn't have enough time to talk a little bit about it. And also these strands of hairs, they're bothering me a little bit, but I don't wanna, I swear it looks better in person. Or maybe it looks like that in person. Anyways, I continued to read The Invisible Women. No, why did I say that? I continued to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I read 14 pages. And then I continued to listen to The Women. I got to 74%. So it brought me to 36 pages read and listened to on Tuesday, which again, 10 more than Monday for some reason. I swear I'm not planning this. And then on Wednesday, I continued to listen to The Women, and I listened to 17% more of it. And then I finally picked up this book, and I read 28 pages of it. Now, honestly, I had higher hopes for myself, okay? I read a total of 45 pages. I had high hopes of being more into this book, so I'll give you more of an update on it when I read more of it. But for The Women, since today is Thursday, I finished it. And I haven't gave it a rating yet. It's definitely a memorable book, and I feel like every Kristen Hanna book is very memorable. But I did enjoy the first half of the book more than the second half because I feel like there was so much growth. There is still growth within the character in the second half of the book, but it was a slower pace. So for The Women, I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Definitely memorable. Not one of my favorites, but I think the story told was very, very important, and it was just so sad to see how diminished, bless you, how diminished her role in the Vietnam War was. I don't know, it's very Kristen Hanna vibe. You know what I mean? Like, it's a historical fiction. It seems really, really real, too real, to be honest. And I think if I was reading this book and I wasn't listening to it as an audiobook, I would have probably cried at the end, to be quite honest. Because I was listening to it, and I got a little knot in my throat. Moving on to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I'm a bit confused. I didn't read the synopsis of this book, so honestly, I don't even know what I went into. So it's a little bit confusing because there's a lot of jumping between different years and timelines and parts of her life, but like huge jumps, as in, like, I know for sure she's not human. Do you know what I mean? She's some sort of traveler. I have no idea what she is. But we're just following her along, and I guess we're gonna figure out what's happening and why she's like, what, is she like a vampire? I have no idea. Probably sounds so silly. Like, all of these questions can be answered if I just read the synopsis of the book. And yet, I don't. I like going in blind, okay? So I don't have too much to say about that book because I'm a little confused about it. But I did want to say that I went to the thrift store today, and honestly, I found a jackpot of books. I was mainly going to the thrift store to try to find a Carly Fortune book because I found Every Summer After in the thrift store, and I believed that I'd be able to get another one of her books there, but I didn't find any. So maybe next time when I'm in a bookstore, I'll get one of her books. These pieces of hair are really bothering me. Do I look ridiculous? Do I look ridiculous, Lilo? Lilo, lick my hand if you think I'm ridiculous. I don't quite know. I don't know how she's feeling. I love you. I love you. I went to the thrift store and... okay, I'm gonna show you the first books that I got, okay? So I went to 2 different thrift stores. And this one, the first one that I went to, I don't really find a lot of books. Honestly, I don't know why. They have it organized by color, and for some reason that bothers me. I feel like everything just blends in and I can't even read a single title. And I don't even know what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? So for some reason that annoys me. But I was able to find 2 books. So I was able to get On Earth as It Is on Television. Never heard anything about this book, but it has a decent rating. I like the cover. And it looks like it's in good condition. So I thought, why not? It's supposed to be... I don't even know what it's supposed to be about. To be honest, I did read the synopsis of this one because I didn't know anything about it. And I'm so confused. I just hope that for some reason there's aliens involved. But it's supposed to be like a fun-timey book. You know, nothing too serious. Don't know if it's character driven, if there's some sort of plot. It takes place in California. That's all I know. I'm really bad at describing this, but you know, when I get to read it, I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you more about it. Okay. The next book that I got, which was so exciting, is actually, sorry, I'm trying to move Lilo over here so she can have a little bit of some time. Oh, okay. Okay. I love you too. I know, why did I pick you up if I didn't want your kisses? The next book that I got is a book that I've already read. I never do that. Like, if I read a book at the library or if I listen to an audiobook, I never buy it. But I had to buy this one because this was one of the first books that really got me into reading. And I think about it like any single time I think about a book. Any single time. And that is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I love this book. I love this book so much. And I'm never the type of person that would want to do a reread or that rereads books. But I would reread this one. Especially since I bought it now. And it just looks so beautiful. This made my heart really, really happy. Okay. So that's what I got in the first thrift store. Now in the second thrift store, this is where I usually go for books. Okay. So I had really high hopes. Really high hopes. Didn't really disappoint, to be honest. Thought I was gonna find more books, but I ended up finding a whole series. A whole series! How fun! I got the whole series of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Again, don't really know what it's about. I know what this one is about, okay? It's some sort of coffee shop that you get to talk to someone from the past, and you can have that conversation with them before the coffee gets cold, and then they disappear. I assume. I have no idea. So I just know that there's some people, like, it's different people, and they meet with different people. I'm just great at explaining, okay? But basically the concept is you get to talk to anyone in the past, dead or alive. Actually, I don't know if they have to be dead. And maybe you ask them questions that you were too afraid to ask, or I don't know. It just seems like it's a very sad book. And then to be honest with you, I didn't even know I had a series. So then when I saw all of these, I'm like, how am I just gonna get this one and separate it from his family? I can't. I simply can't. And look at these colors, how beautiful. I love how short they are as well, because I'm not expecting this to be like the best thing I've ever read, but I am expecting a good time. And since they're so short, I feel like I'll feel very accomplished reading them. And since it's a series, like I feel motivated to continue and read the next one. You know what I mean? So I thought it was very, very cute. So now for some reason, I feel like I should put them in the freezer because that's what I've been seeing on TikTok. Don't know if anyone else has done this. I've never done it before with my other books. And I don't have any like, are there actually like bookworms? I haven't had to deal with any of that. But I am gonna put these books in the freezer just for fun. This is summer. So this is a very unconventional reading vlog because I'm not showing you what I'm reading. But I'm gonna start now. I promise, okay? So today is Thursday, and as I mentioned, I finished The Women today, and a bonus book was unlocked. I was expecting to start a new book, but like a physical book, not a new audiobook. But I got the notification from Libby. A hold that I had placed was available, and it was an audiobook when I had just finished the audiobook I was listening to, so it was a sign. So bonus book unlocked, and that bonus book is The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. Now, don't know if you've heard of that book before. It's an autobiography based on one of the Ruby Frankie's kids. So, little backstory, Ruby Frankie was a content creator, like a family vlogger for the 8 Passengers, and they were a very, very big vlogging channel. Right, family vlogging channel. And recently, I believe this year, a documentary was made about them and the abuse that they had endured, like her children, especially the 4 youngest children. And there's so much more to it. There's a documentary, obviously, but her older daughter, Sherry, wrote an autobiography about her experience in her life and her relationship with her mother. And after watching that documentary, I had never seen like the 8 Passengers before, but after watching the documentary, obviously it stuck with me. You know, it's very disturbing, and I feel like I would like to hear the eldest daughter's experience because she wasn't talked too much about. So I was just very curious, and I placed a hold. So I placed a hold on her book, and that's the book that I received. So I'm listening to it now. It's pretty short. I think it's like 8 hours long, and right now I'm 15% through with it. So that's the new bonus book that was unlocked, my new audiobook for this reading vlog. Again, I need to finish this one, okay? And I promise on my next update, I'll give you an update, like an actual update on this book. I know, I feel like I've been carrying it around, showcasing it around for the past month, and I haven't read it. I don't know what to tell you, except that I'm going to give you an update next time you see me, because I'm gonna be far and deep with this book, hopefully. I might be lying again, but that's what I have so far. So today, so far, I think I listened to like 8% of The Women, so I finished that, and then I'm 15% on The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. So if I add that up, I'm 23%. I've read 23 pages. 23%. That's 2 different books. If that makes any sense. That's what I read so far on a Thursday. But I haven't read any book physically, and I haven't caught up with my book club book. Yeah, I'm having difficulty being in the reading grind, but it's okay, I'm having fun. Today, I continued to listen to The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. I'm at 58% of this book, and I left off yesterday on 15%. And then I also read a little bit more of The Conditions of Will. I went on a little reading picnic date with Denise and Lilo yesterday, and I was reading this book. Now I'm gonna read more today. I like the storyline so far, and the kind of information that we're getting on I forgot her name, to be honest. On Georgia's family. So basically our main character, Georgia, doesn't I'm so bad at explaining. Just read the synopsis, okay? And I feel weird being so far away, so I'm gonna come a little closer. Read the synopsis of the book. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm not enjoying the character so much right now. Her character, Georgia's, because I feel like if she's like, she presents or she thinks of herself as this, and she's a very intelligent woman, but she just acts out a lot when it comes with her family. And I understand, like, I feel sometimes when you grow up and you move away from your family and you don't have strong relationships with them, like, family push your buttons in ways that maybe others can't. Or maybe at times, since you grew up around that environment, you're just so used to reacting or responding or being a certain way. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that's sort of how she's played out being back home. But I just get annoyed. You know the kind of vibe that this is giving me? I'm also watching Love Island and I'm all caught up. So if you're currently watching Love Island, maybe for some reason this can relate to the book. But you know, Huda, how she keeps saying that I'm very emotionally mature, and then she goes on and displays not being emotionally mature. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's how Georgia is when she interacts with her family. And I understand, like, it's so annoying and frustrating how her mom and her sister talk to her or behave around her, or like all the side comments. Like, I understand why she acts out, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you're reading books and that character doesn't act out, you get so annoyed and you're like, oh my god, just tell them off, you know what I mean? But for some reason, like, when I have this character telling me, like, let's say Georgia says that she's emotionally mature and then she's not, you know what I mean? So I don't know exactly what I want, to be honest, from this book, but that's the little, like, iffy part that I have. Oh my god, another thing that I just realized for some reason is that within the chapters, every single chapter, it's like surrounded by a bunch of pennies, and I didn't get it. I wasn't thinking through. So maybe I'm not the right audience for this, but I am enjoying it so far, to be honest. But one of the characters, his name is Sam Penny. That's why there's pennies all over the book. I actually, like, once I realized that small detail, I really liked it. I was like, nice, you know? It's like little things that you can add that, like, even around here. Like, all of these are pennies. Is this Georgia? Oh my god, that makes sense. This would be Georgia. These are her parents, and then these are her siblings. It's Sunday. I'm currently using the conditions of will to prop up my camera, like my tripod, because it's on a bed and it's very flimsy, so I needed like a base for it. So that's where that book is right now. I'm sad to say that I did not finish it. I'm 53% done with it. Okay, I've had a busy week. I'm not gonna bombard you with excuses. I know it was a priority within this reading vlog and it didn't get done, but I did finish 2 audiobooks and I feel like that counts for something. So it started me somewhere, right? It motivated me somehow. And even though I was busy, I was able to get 2 books done this week. I do deserve a little round of applause, okay? I'm still gonna read this book, but I think maybe for future references, does that make sense? Maybe for a future reference, if a book makes me go into a reading slump, maybe I should softly enough it for a while, read other books, and then come back to it. Just an idea, something that I can try out. But that's my little update for today. It is Sunday, so it's the end of the reading vlog, and it was a bit different than my other ones because I don't really have a lot of clips of me reading. It's just more so updating, but I still had a lot of fun, and I'm gonna do more of these kinds of videos. I do want to do like a summer reading vlog because I feel like themed reading vlogs really get me motivated. Blabbering too much, but I want to say thank you for watching, and I'm really excited to continue to read. Love reading, love books. Might get more. I have some in mind that I want to buy, like I want to get my hands on. I think that'll be my next reading vlog. Thank you so much for watching.